The sky was burning. The clouds red with twisted fire. Lightning moving across them. And they descended upon everything. Like a furious battle between God and Satan, good and evil. Like a fire vortex.
What is up, everyone? How are y'all doing tonight? We got the final match of Week 9 right here for all y'all. This is the only Mazar, and with me in the commentary boost, you know him all too well, and he's been around here for quite a while. So please, everyone, welcome on in, Corn Dog Sean.
How's it going? I'm super stoked about this one. This should be pretty good. We got Emerald City RC versus Emerald City Defiance, and I have special knowledge that Emerald City Defiance is out for the grudge match right now. It's gonna be a bloodfest.
That's what I like to hear, because Emerald City Defiance needs to give their all here in order to get their first win of the season. This is probably going to be their toughest match in the whole season. Their next 2 weeks are honestly not looking better, so it's pretty much now or never for them. And in all honesty, given that their last match is next week, they have a bye week in week 11, and since they're facing Casey Cauldron next week, they may as well just go for it all now and see if they can get a win. If they do, that'll be insane, because they'll probably be the biggest upset of the season. And if they don't, well, hopefully they get a game or two.
And that's exactly right, Maz. They're taking this Civil War match extremely seriously. They do have a really tough matchup next week. They do have a bye week for the final week, and it is imperative for them. They would love to do nothing else than to show that they're capable of taking down ECRC. And they've been on Smashly from ECRC took notice of how often ECD was on right now, putting in the time, trying to build the chemistry, trying to build the flow to make this match happen. They know it's their last ditch and they're going for it.
And that's what we like to see. Despite being out of the playoffs, EC Defiance still has something to play for, and I'm glad they're not giving in. I'm glad they're going for it all. Realistically, though, this EC Defiance team is going to have a tough test. I mean, Emerald City RC is in the best form they've been in this season, and they pretty much look unbeatable at this point. I mean, Corndog, what will it take to even get 2 games out of Emerald City RC, let alone a defeat?
Well, first games first. I've given it up before. I'm going to give it up again. ECRC starts slow. They like to claim that they like to sit back and observe game 1 and that they're not super worried about it. I just genuinely don't feel that that's true. I feel like ECRC starts slow. It could be the final match of the final game of the final season forever, and ECRC starts slow. This is where you need to put the pressure on, get them off balance. And EC Defiance, like I mentioned earlier, is out for blood right now. They're out of playoff contentions, but they want to make a stamp, if it's for next season, if it's for the season after. And I think physical play right off the bat, ECRC hates that. You can get them to be frustrated that way. Early goals will throw them off. But ECRC is a freight train. Once they get rolling, once Toad Death is uncontested forward and making demos, making those aerial goals, it's going to be a tough challenge. And especially with Gojo and Smashly both highly technical, highly flippy, spinny kind of players. It's gonna be weird. So EC Defiance needs to take game 1, period. They need to take game 2 if they can, and then they need to stop the reverse sweep. That's my prediction for now. Who's gonna establish dominance first?
That is a really good preview from your side, and really, really good insight. I am mostly on the same page in the sense that they have to go for game 1 and hope that they can get game 2. In all honesty, the way this Emerald City RC team works, you could take game 1 off of them, but game 2, they have everything figured out. So that's when they really turn it on. And Emerald City Defiance needs to have all the luck on their side in that game 2 for them to get going. We have a few minutes until kickoff, folks, but we're going to be checking out a couple of things. I want to welcome in some people in the chat who I see right now. Rubber Ducky, Mecky Ducky himself. How you doing? He's coming in with us. And always rated EC Defiance. Well, we'll see if your faith remains in them, because I will be starting a prediction right about now. So let's see you predict for them, Ducky.
And yeah, this is going to be interesting here. The ECRC does have their full roster. It's Smashley, Toad Death, and Gojo, absolutely the starting 3. But Spanky is here. Spanky has been here, and Spanky, absolutely a fluid player. So I would say if ECRC isn't getting the offense they're looking for, I would love to see them throw Spanky in, because Spanky is the most liquid player on the ECRC roster.
I tend to agree with that. Spanky is a player who I really like, and I'm surprised he hasn't been playing more. So for him to turn up today, that's going to be really good, and it's going to be a joy to watch him play, in all honesty. Not just for me, and maybe not just also for you, but for everyone else in this chat. Now, folks, we have a couple more minutes. I'm going to dive right into the week results, just so we can do a quick recap and see where we are right now as of this week. So, Los Verdes got swept by the locals. Then Emerald City Blue got swept by the Rebellion. And we had a third sweep in El Matador versus Steel Army. And, you know, before that fourth match, it's like, oh, every match is becoming a sweep. Hopefully we don't get another sweep. And then, fortunately, we got an absolute banger of a matchup. Match of the season so far in Timbers Army versus KC Cauldron. And that was amazing to watch, Corn Dog. I was thoroughly entertained, and for Timbers Army's sake, they needed that win. And you know what? They came up with a massive win right there against KC Cauldron.
And yeah, who can argue about Timbers Army taking out KC Cauldron? The former champs, KC Cauldron, are always a threat to be reckoned with. And in that last game where Timbers Army was playing, I think it was ECRC. I might be wrong about that. I'll leave that alone. But the last Timbers Army game that I was a part of, holy cow, did I think they had a chance, and they were just shut down.
You're right. That was Emerald City RC. They won game 1, but after that, they just unfortunately went downhill. But that was also a really good performance from them, Corn Dog. And they turned up in this KC Cauldron matchup against a very strong lineup of Yef, Thorngold, and Smitty. Smitty was at his best as well. Just terrific to see. And we don't have much more time. We've already covered these fixtures. Let's see what the league table looks like as a result of these results up to now. And as you can see right here, folks, the locals are back at the top. If Emerald City RC win and sweep, they need a sweep, they'll be tied in every which way against the locals, but they'll still be in second place due to not goal difference, head-to-head record.
Head-to-head.
So in third is the Rebellion, tied on points with Emerald City RC, but with a worse games won percentage, courtesy of having lost an extra match. Then you have Black Army and El Matador behind them, and because of that win, Timbers Army has 21 points in 6th place, 5 ahead of KC Cauldron, so they control their fate, folks. And because KC Cauldron is on 16 points, with 2 more matches to go, the max they could get is 24. So for Black Army, El Matador, and Timbers Army, they need 25 points to seal their progression to the playoffs. 25 is the magic number, folks.
Yeah, and it's good to point out Emerald City is the only one who hasn't played 8 games yet, or at least gotten credit for 8 games. So it'll be interesting to see, can they do the sweep and get tied with the locals, or can they just lock in second place with a solid 3 games here? I'm not counting EC Defiance out at all. This is going to be interesting, and I'm excited for it. I hope we're about ready to go.
We are just about ready to go. We're still waiting in the lobby for Emerald City RC to join it, but I do want to highlight two important things from the league table here, Corn Dog. We already talked about Emerald City Defiance being knocked out. However, there is another team that is joining them, and that is Los Verdes. The maximum number of points Los Verdes can get is 18 points. That's less than what Timber's Army already has right now, so they are out of contention, unfortunately. Now, Emerald City Blue is in a rough spot, too. For them to qualify, they need to hope that every team above them basically cannot get more than 20 points. And they need to hope that Timber's Army keep getting swept, or they get swept in their next matchup, which will be against Los Verdes in Week 11, because they have a bye in Week 10. So Emerald City RC need to have a lot of luck on their side. But for that to happen, they need to sweep their next matchup, which is against Steel Army in Week 10, and that is a winnable matchup in my opinion. So if they could sweep Steel Army, they have a chance. Otherwise, they most likely will be out. Mathematically, they'll be out, of course, if they don't win. So that's the situation for Emerald City Blue. For Steel Army and KST Cauldron, they're much closer. They may be able to get away with not winning a match. However, they need to hope that Timber's Army drops points against Los Verdes as well. So that's the situation here, Corn Dog. What do you think is going to be the end result by Week 11? Like, what do you see happening? Do you think this current top 6 is going to remain as is, or do you think there might be a surprise?
I absolutely guarantee there will be one surprise. There will be one team that does something they were not expected to do to jump up or down in these standings here. It's going to be a matter of who that is. KC Cauldron expected to be at the top, down underneath 6th and 7th. It's going to be interesting. Emerald City Blue way down there, out of there. Los Verdes has no chance. However, talking back in the top 6 here, Timber's Army, strong showing, taking down KC Cauldron. We got El Matador. I've always liked El Matador with their aggressive style, their in-your-face attitude, and sometimes it costs them, sometimes it doesn't. Black Army, always been a big fan of Black Army. Rebellion, new to the series. It's a mix of teams we aren't expecting, and then also ECRC's in there. So it's going to be curious to see. I guarantee at least one of these positions is going to change. Could I say who? I mean, not really. So it's going to be a matter of how well does EC Defiance from the bottom of the table with 0 wins, how hard do they shut down ECRC all the way up in 2nd place, who could tie 1st here? They're ready for it. It's going to be a grudge match. It doesn't matter to EC Defiance what happens here. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I'm looking for a 3-1 ECRC win, but I would expect EC Defiance to take game 1. That's just my honest, deep down opinion on that. So as far as the standings go, I would not be surprised to see Timber's Army do a lot better in their next game. They saw the game, right? Am I wrong about that?
Wait.
I think Timber's Army still has one more game after this,
yes,
right?
Yes, that's their game.
Yeah. I would not be surprised because they've been grinding hard. Obviously, Rydog's not around at the moment right now, but Rydog and the Timber's Army crew have been battling their way from that mid-table, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them take a sweep coming up.
Well, that's for the future, Corn Dog, because both teams are ready. Right now, we are just about ready to go. Chat, I know you predicted with your channel points. Just a quick recap there. A lot of you are predicting Emerald City RC to win, but we do have 3 of you who are predicting Emerald City Defiance to win with low bets. We'll see if you guys can get that victory yourself with a massive upset. But we are just about ready to go, folks. And both teams are indeed going in. Kicking off for Emerald City RC, the usual Smashly Gojo Toad. And then for Emerald City Defiance, Bird Nana, Green Mario, and I forgot the third name, excuse me. Here we go. Emerald City
Knows
Defiance.
always knows, Mr. Shane himself. Early goal for Smashly. Here we go.
Well, I mean, this wasn't much of a surprise, but what's surprising is they kicked off super quick right there, Toad. Emerald City RC getting a goal within 7 seconds.
And I'm just seeing here from the Discord, Parks is in the substitute role here for EC Defiance. I don't know if he's a active member or if he's just coaching or hanging out, but Parks is in the Discord for EC Defiance.
Well, we shall see if they decide to make use of Parks, but for now, it is Gojo trying to create a goal himself off the flanks, and Smashly maintains the pressure, knows with a nice clearance out. This is a chance.
We're on
for
the
them.
wrong scene, Maz. We're on the wrong scene.
Okay. Oh, sweet.
Easy ball
Thank you,
back
thank
out.
you. My apologies,
and
folks.
no worries. Chat called it out. Thank
My
you
apologies.
guys.
Thank you very much for that.
Luis
should've
and
been-
Bing Bong, thank you guys. I
missed-
thought it was the app too.
You missed one goal. That's on me. But we are back in action. You have 4 minutes more of Rocket League to go. Emerald City RC leading Emerald City Defiance courtesy of a quick goal from Smashly, who's been on a goal-scoring run, and now Toad Death joins in. 2-0 to Emerald City RC.
This is uncharacteristic. ECRC is a strong team, but normally game one, they take at least a couple minutes to go, and sometimes that puts them down. But right now, in 1 minute and 4 seconds, they're up 2. They're out for blood right now. They might have been listening to the pregame.
Yeah, you know, you typically expect Emerald City RC to start a little bit slower, but here they are, starting off hot. Toad Death yet again with a nice, precise finish to the middle.
Impressive gameplay here. Smashly kicks that back out just past Birdnana, just over Green Mario. Toad Death is there. Toad Death is normally there, though, to be fair.
Oh, he absolutely is. He's one of the top goal scorers in SGL this season. Smashly, though, let's credit him for that pass. A nice soft touch off the backboard, down low. And Toad Death with a perfect finish. Now, Gojo carrying that ball. Great defense, though, for Birdnana. One of the top defenders this season, leading in saves per game. Now, Green Mario leads the way with his Lamborghini. To no avail, though. Gojo with his Octane, carrying it to the right flank. Brings it up the wall. Takes it all the way to the middle, to the opposite side. Smashly, though, is choosing to wait in the midfield. Now knocks it towards the net. Green Mario keeps it away. Toad Death coming in. Off the corner. Birdnana, though, clears it out. And Emerald City Defiance have held on with a good defensive stand. Knows with the counter. But this Emerald City RC team is relentless, Corn Dog. They're just coming back very quickly. No breaks, no waiting, no dropping back. I think these guys are getting ready for the playoffs with this kind of performance.
They're trying to varsity the freshman team as Smashly comes flying in over the top to give Gojo credit for that assist there. Ball gets popped up from Knows Always Shane's on accident. And guess what? Smashly is there 4-0, and they are trying to assert dominance as hard as possible right now, and it's paying off.
Yeah, this is looking really rough for Emerald City Defiance. Emerald City RC is just way too good for them. Anytime that ball just hangs in the air, Emerald City RC is always first. And for EC Defiance, that is a lot of trouble. I think they might need to bring in Parks sooner than later because he is better aerially than the other players. Probably the best in this Emerald City Defiance side. For Emerald City RC, though, I mean, they're just having fun right now. They're having a blast out here. Relentless pressure, all these shots on goal. Smashing with a soft touch to the near post. No one is able to get to it and save it. Corn Dog 5-0 with 2 minutes 18 seconds to go. This might go to 10 goals.
Amazing effort. I just got to give credit where it's due. Birdnana with the turnaround on the wall, almost getting back to that shot. That was difficult for any level of player here. And it's going to be interesting to see if they bring Parks in. Are they going to hang back? Are ECRC going to bring Spanky in and give a little dynamic flow? Because Spanky brings a different dynamic flow to ECRC. So it's going to be curious to see what happens here in game 2. But right now, it looks like ECRC is just playing with its food.
Well, we have less than 2 minutes to go, folks. Before we get to anything else, hey, at least Emerald City RC got to go Birdnana into the back of the net. And for whatever reason, Emerald City RC just parted ways and just opened it up. I don't know if that's just complacency or a big mistake, but hey, you know what? A goal's a goal. Emerald City Defiance should be happy about that. 5-1 to ECRC at this stage.
And hey, get that momentum going the other way. It definitely feels like ECRC was definitely complacent there. I would not question that at all. But Funksider said, I need to see that coward Smashly pre-jump his pre-jumps because he's up in the air way before it's necessary.
Oh my goodness.
As Toad Death puts it away.
I think the writing is on the wall here. I think I know what's coming up here, folks. They want the score line. They want that 7-1. I'm pretty sure that's what this whole thing is being set up for. I hope EC Defiance can find a way to deny them that. But for now, it might be inevitable given how this match is going so far.
Right now, we're sitting on a double hat trick. Smashly and Toad Death both claiming 3 goals with 5 assists. 2 from Toad, 2 from Smashly, and 1 from Gojo. Gojo playing the filler role really nicely here right now as we're up 6-1 with a minute to go. EC Defiance scrambling to make something happen.
That was their chance, Corndog, to get that second goal. They just couldn't get the finish up, but they're applying some nice pressure right here. Nice center for Bird Nana, but now Toad Death to Smashly. The textbook ECRC counterattack. Toad Death could not get that on target. Gojo towards the net. Folks, it's time. We got the 7-1. Here it is. It was inevitable.
Toad Death claiming the hat trick and the playmaker here with 3 goals and 3 assists. Smashly with 3 goals and 2 assists, but Gojo's first goal of the game, absolutely beautiful. And with the 7-1 Brazil with 38 seconds to go, Smashly takes it in himself here.
Yeah, I think we're seeing some stat padding right now, Corndog, because Smashly has 4 goals. I mean, if you're in a match like this where everything is going your way, you may as well start stat pad and go up the go into the top 5 somehow. So I see why Smashly's doing what he's doing right here. Smashly with all the goals. They're getting a lot of assists as well, by the way. So a lot of good team play. It's not like there's just individual Rocket League going on right here.
And this is what we were looking for. This Civil War game, we have a top of the table team versus the bottom of the table team. Now, that being said, Defiance is putting up a pretty decent fight here. If you look at the scoreboard and see 8-1, you might not agree with me. But right now, Defiance has shut down ECRC. This should be 12 or 14-1 at this point. They need to shake it off. They need to slow it down. What a save! Goodness. Oh, it didn't stay out!
Well, all they needed was for that ball to stay out of that goal for 1 more second, but Toad Death is there to guarantee that that stays in. 9-1. We got 10 goals, but EC Defiance does have 1 of those 10 goals.
I would love to see EC Defiance switch up their strategy here and start playing off of the aggression of ECRC. ECRC clearly dominant here. No one's questioning that. However, it would be nice to see them switch it up, take away the passing play, stop the ball early or stop the ball where it's going, pick one. But right now we have 17 shots for Emerald City RC and only 5 saves for Emerald City Defiance. You need to stop the offense before you can start the offense. Wouldn't be surprised to see a lineup shift here. I would love to see Spanky come in for ECRC, and I would love to see Parks come in for EC Defiance. Just try to mix it up. Obviously, ECRC super comfortable right now, but EC Defiance needs to shake that fishbowl up, and that's where I stand. I will be right back.
Yeah, so whilst Corndog is away, folks, I do want to highlight that ECRC only needed to make 2 saves. That's what you call total dominance right there. I mean, 9 goals with 4 each for Toad Death and Smashly, 1 for Gojo. But Gojo, despite not having the numbers and necessarily the high points, he was supporting his teammates incredibly well, and he got the best out of his teammates, that's for sure. We are jumping in real quick, folks, to Game 2 in Forbidden Temple. The same lineup for Emerald City RC, but for Emerald City Defiance, we do have a substitution for you. Parks has come in for Green Mario. I like that substitution. Let's see if that helps Emerald City Defiance out. Game 2 kicks off Can Emerald City Defiance get a good start here?
7 minutes. Oh shit, I'm late.
So whilst Corn Dog is still busy, it is Emerald City RC who have control right now in the midfield. Gojo with a nice dribble up in the air, letting it go for Smashly, who gets beaten by Bird Nana. The ball going the other way. Can Parks play a pass right here to the middle? He can, but it goes straight to Gojo. Gojo to Smashly. Open net, 1-0. That, folks, is textbook Emerald City RC. And that is something they've been practicing for sure. Look at the way Gojo passes out to Toad. Toad knew where Smashy was. Smashy starting up really high. They've been coached for sure. They've been practicing really well right here. And they are back at their very best just in time for the playoffs. Whatever issues they may have had, whatever struggles they may have had to deal with, they have all been taken care of now. But can Emerald City Defiance take care of their own issues and struggles right now? They haven't been too bad bringing the ball forward, but they just haven't been able to create the chances as well as Emerald City RC have. And in defensive transitions, they've been getting burned.
Yeah,
Outsider.
it seems like EC Defiance has been clearing the ball out more than hitting the other player.
They have, but there's a good
Ooh.
chance right there for EC Defiance. Corn Dog. Smashy, though, was able to save this. But this is good, some good pressure that they couldn't last for too long. Smashy with 0 boost going towards goal. Parks saves this. And Gojo now going for his own shot to the far corner off the crossbar. A second goal is inevitable, isn't it, Corn Dog?
Yeah, and it feels like the pressure from ECRC is just a little bit too much right now. The pace is just a little bit too quick, and EC Defiance has to find a way around that. The physical game is always an option here. Start blowing dudes, and the doors will open for you.
See, the problem with that style, though, Corn Dog, is if you overcommit for the bumps and demos, they're going to be left way open at the back, and they already got punished in the first goal just like that. And now they have to deal with a second goal on their end. Nice pitch clearance attempt. Unfortunately, not enough power. Smashing with a sweet pass to Toad. Those two have been telegraphic with each other. 2-0 to Emerald City RC.
That pass was surgical from Smashly, just in front of the defender, just enough to get to Toad, like he knew he was there. And there you go. Telepathic is the way I would describe it as well.
Telepathic, thank you. I knew I got my word wrong.
I thought so. Isn't that what you said? I might be wrong about that.
I said telegraphic.
Oh, telegraph would be for the enemy, I would assume.
Yeah.
Like a punch in boxing.
Yeah, you could say that for sure. And now Toad Death beating one. No, demo though from Bird Nana. Ooh, he might not be happy with that. But he probably didn't have the supersonic speed to take him out. Gojo going for the double tap. Corn Dog, we've been waiting for this for a while from Gojo. We know he's capable of this, and he has finally delivered.
And that's a goal apiece from ECRC. Gojo, the only one without an assist, but who cares? 1-1-1 on the score sheet for the ECRC players. They're having fun at this point, and I would be surprised to see EC Defiance make a significant change to get back in this.
Well, the significant change needs to come with some sheer luck at this point. Now, one thing I want to point out, Corn Dog, is historically, Emerald City RC have done very well against their Seattle counterparts. They've very often sweeped both Emerald City Blue and Defiance. So this result should come as no surprise, right?
Agreed, but the difference in this game for me was EC Defiance is out for blood. They're out of the standings, and they have been practicing to the point where Smashly FC told me, and I quote, "Holy cow, they've been on a lot. They've been practicing." Like, so I was expecting maybe a little bit more out of ECD, but the problem comes into ECRC's pressure is just too much. They're not ready for this pace. They're not ready for this high of a level from ECRC, and it's showing right now.
And speaking of levels, Gojo has been playing incredibly. Probably the best Rocket League he's played all season long. Great save, by the way, from Defiance. Squishy attempt. Slow shot, though. Emerald City Defiance are in panic mode at the back, and Gojo gets his second solo goal.
You know, with this level of confidence that ECRC is playing at, I would be crazy surprised to not see Spanky in on the next game. Spanky's a totally different dynamic. I expect them to win the third game and have it be all over. But who do you take out at that point? Obviously, Gojo, highest rated player in the lobby. Toad, I wouldn't take out Toad for anything. It's got to be Smashley as Gojo dunks!
Gojo just got a hat trick of solo goals right here, folks. This time it's an air dribble from the left. Power shot towards the opposite end. The opposite goal, sorry. EC Defiance trying to get that out, but to no avail. That ball bounces off of the roof of a car into the back of the net. With 1 minute to go, at least this is not going to 10. I spoke too soon. Parks just got one back, and I think we're being set up again here, Corndog.
And you know what? I'm happy to see EC Defiance squeak one back out here. It gives a little bit of feeling to the game here with how much they put into this. But can they make it meaningful? If they could get one more goal back in the next 55 seconds, I would say that they've got a chance to take a game away here. Other than that, it's just sort of wishful thinking at this point.
I do want to say, though, that was a well-taken goal by Parks, by the way. Gojo did try his best to save that, but he couldn't make it. That's a nice power shot into the far post. And, you know, that goal is probably way less of a gimme, in all honesty, than the one from the last game. And EC Defiance is holding on here. They know they got that Brazil. They got Brazil to game one. They don't want to deal with it again. They're now looking for a second. Parks still has to turn back because he has no boost. Who's going to take this for EC Defiance? Smashy coming in for a nice 50 challenge. He wins that. Smashy coming up with Gojo. Smashy misses. Gojo misses as well. No Death coming up high as the third man. Looking for a goal on his own, all on his own right now. Wins that challenge. Smashy comes up for a shot. Faces two defenders. This ball's at the other end. We're not getting a 7-1, but are we going to get another goal, Corndog?
You know, at 0, it's hard to tell, but no, we're not. I would have guessed not, but I wanted to hold out hope. It would have been great for EC Defiance to claim one more goal, even at the last second when it doesn't matter, just to get some confidence. Now, are we going to see some team switch up here for EC Defiance? Are they going to stick with Parks, Bird, Nana? Or are they going to switch back? That's going to be the question. Is ECRC going to try to put it in coast mode and show off some of Spanky's abilities? We're going to have to wait and see for that. But with EC Defiance leaving early, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here in the next minute or so as we go into Game 3. Emerald City dominant here. Absolutely no question who the better team is. Bing Bong Bannersesh says, now that's what I call pod racing. I have to agree.
There's one other chat message I want to read, Corndog. Funksider chat after him said, I want to see a team go all scarabs next game. I mean, with the way Emerald City RC is playing, I would not be surprised if they do decide to go there. But they don't need to. And I don't think they will, too. I think they're going to keep this professional, and they're going to go for the win with their best cars. But we shall see what lineup they have right here, folks. It does look like there is a substitution.
Oh, we're getting Spanky in for Gojo on ECRC.
Yeah, that is a bit of a surprise, in all honesty. I thought it would have been one of Smashy or Toad, but they want to keep that duo sticking together. And for EC Defiance, we have Green Mario coming in for Bird Nana. Here we go in Game 3. Emerald City RC are looking for a fast start yet again. But can Emerald City Defiance get a win? Not like that, though.
God, that looked awesome!
Walk us through that goal, Corndog.
That was some RLCS, pass it to yourself off the wall, flippy spinnies, catch it off the same top post! Toad Death with an amazing goal there. That's got to be goal of the match so far. Holy cow.
I mean, we've had some highlight reel goals already. We had a nice passing goal in Game 2. We had a couple of nice Gojo solo efforts. That is probably one of the best for sure. Toad Death coming in hot. For Emerald City Defiance, this is just, you know, a terrible time for them to face Emerald City RC. And let's hope they can get a game off of this, but Emerald City RC is in no mood to concede a game right here, folks. They're making sure that they see this off. As Spanky fails to win that 50, but it does go back to Toad, who tries to pass up Spanky, nose to the far post. Toad, though, takes it to the right, and now Smashley's going to bring this forward. Cannot get that second touch. Spanky, though, is ready to go. Flicks it over one. Challenges nose with his Fennec. Toad with a shot on target. Green Mario, too late, too little, too late. Toad Death gets a second.
And a second from Toad Death. Beautiful win on the 50 there from Spanky against Parks, and Toad Death chops it across. Green Mario looked ready, and then all of a sudden it went into the left side of the net. Beautiful shot from Toad Death. 2-0 Toad Death at this point.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, this is just absolutely relentless from Emerald City RC. They do not want to give an inch to their local rivals here. I don't want to say rivals per se, because I'm pretty sure that would be Timber's Army. But EC Defiance are not being shown any mercy at all. This Emerald City RC team is out for blood, and they certainly are feasting right now.
Yeah, it's a vampire's holiday for ECRC. It feels like they're having fun with it, which honestly kind of bums me out because EC Defiance has been putting in the work right now. Green Mario, Nose Always Knows. I've played with Nose Always Knows recently. They've been putting in the stick time, trying to earn that spot back, and ECRC just toying with them. I was going to say having their way with them. ECRC just toying with them at this point. Nice chop across from Toad Death to Spanky's going to take that to the wall. He's looking for a teammate, and there's a pass! Smashley already up in the air expecting a Toad Death pass.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what EC Defiance could do. I mean, they haven't been making terrible decisions, you know? Like, they've been doing the right things. They've been rotating well. They've been engaging well defensively. Their problem is they're just out of skill. As we see a weird Rule 1 right there, but it gets broken off immediately by both players. But yeah, Core Dog, it's like there's not much they could do except just get better individually. Because right now they're just getting outskilled, simply put.
I would say they need to start looking for the teammate pass. It doesn't have to always go downfield. It can sometimes go sideways or backwards. That's something ECRC is really good at. The other thing, and I've mentioned it before, I'm a big proponent of it, is physical play. Bump the guy. It doesn't matter if you can hit the ball, if you can hit the guy.
I definitely agree. I think they've been trying all of that, Core Dog, for sure. They've tried to be physical. They've tried the passes, but they just risk exposing themselves at the back. Green Mario with an interesting dribble attempt right there, faking the contact, but not really making Emerald City RC flinch right there. And at the end of the day, you know, they've tried everything to Defiance, but they're getting beat. You know, like
if you're losing 7-1, if you're losing 8-1, go for the physical play. You're already losing at almost the mercy rule in baseball. So go for it. Hit that physical play. Try to disrupt. Maybe get them off their pattern. ECRC's all about their flow and their pattern. If you can disrupt that, if you can stop that, if you can stop the guy that guaranteed that he has it, and suddenly you have the ball, the second and third player might not be there. Right now, ECRC just looks a little too fast for that to work out.
That's exactly it. They are a little too fast for this Defiance team. Physical bumps and plays like that only work out if you can match the pace, and right now it's ECRC controlling everything at this stage. The good thing for Defiance, though, is they've kept it to a 2-goal lead for Emerald City RC. They have held defensively for now. But this ECRC team is relentless. Spanky coming back. Cannot get through there. Now Parks kicking off his own counterattack. Toad steals the mid boost, and he has control of this ball. Smashley comes in, takes charge now. But he cannot get that second touch. And Emerald City Defiance has the chance to get a goal right here. The ball has been hanging in that Emerald City RC half for a good bit. They just need to be able to create a chance right now, but they just seem to be getting in each other's way a bit too much, unfortunately.
And we're seeing beautiful team play. Spanky has been swapped in, Gojo has been swapped out, and we're still seeing the same level of ECRC play. Maybe not the same level of shooting, but god dang it, did Spanky not fill the role? And there we have it. It's a 2-0 victory, clean sweep for ECRC.
Game, set, and match, folks. Even though Emerald City RC were not getting into the goals, this was just a bit too easy for them, you know, to put it bluntly. And Emerald City RC come up with a sweep, which is exactly what they needed. to stay in second place and keep up with the locals.
And hey, we saw a beautiful game there. We saw a team at the bottom of the table try to take on a team at literally the top of the table, tied for first. This is a David and Goliath match we just witnessed here. It's a Civil War match we just witnessed here. And I tell you what, I don't care what anybody says, EC Defiance put on a damn good show for this level of bullshit. I'm super proud of them. Green Mario, absolute champion. Fuck.
How about I fill in right now, Corn Dog, if you don't mind?
I was on a tangent and I lost it a little bit.
You're good, dude. You're good. So I do want to say this real quick. I did like the overall team play that Emerald City Defiance had. If they were not facing a team to the level of Emerald City RC, if they're facing any team in the middle of the table, I think they could have had a game. I think they would have had a much closer match for sure. But this Emerald City RC team is just too good for them, unfortunately.
And it's a chemistry thing. Toad and Smashley have been playing together for a very long time. Gojo is a very adaptable, very highly skilled player. And so with Gojo being that adaptable, letting Smashley and Toad do their thing, which is what happened in game 1 and 2, was absolutely phenomenal. But still, Gojo still had the skill to stop and reset the attack from the other team, or at least give his teammates time to get back. It was an absolute bloodbath there. Spanky fills the role of adaptable player in game 3 there, but you'll notice we didn't have as high of a score. It was a more fluid match. So ECRC absolutely ready for this challenge. EC Defiance tried to rise to the challenge, unfortunately not able to do it this time. So I'd be interested to see what happens in their next game and what happens with them next season, given that they've had time to adapt to each other, assuming that that happens, because we're all adults and we have like actual lives with jobs and children and shit.
And you know, speaking of Gojo, because he didn't mention him a whole lot, he is ready for his interview. Gojo, welcome on into the commentary booth. How are you doing after that terrific performance tonight?
Good. How are y'all?
Oh, we're good. We're just you know, just kind of bummed to see Emerald City Defiance get shellacked like that. But what I did enjoy was your own performance there, Gojo. You were at your absolute mechanical best. I was hoping to see some, you know, highlight reel goals, and you definitely popped off in that game too. So, what was it that allowed you to do your thing in this whole matchup?
Just our teammates having a little bit more room to breathe playing these guys. And yeah, we kind of switched focus from those two scoring to getting some points on the board for me. So
yeah, Gojo, you had the hat trick in game 2, right?
I believe so.
Because you didn't play game 3. So yeah, that was a massive switch. You went from playing full support and giving Smashley and Toad the full offense to they tried to offense and then you dunked. Your skill level is insane. How much do you play? And I don't want a number. You play a lot? Do you play every day? Like what's the deal with your investment?
I mean, it all depends on what my work schedule permits, but I used to put in about 40 to 50 hours a week.
Okay.
Nowadays, we're maybe looking at 20. So
Okay.
a lot of it is training, and then I'd say the rest is ones and twos grind.
So it's like training packs for certain things or just training?
Sometimes. Kind of depends on what I'm feeling. I will do some training packs, but majority of it is free player workshop.
Just playing with the ball.
Absolutely.
All right, so just getting that depth of physics. Hey man, I have to say, you filled the void for Smashley and Toad Death to play I'm not going to be rude, but I'm going to be rude. Diamond. They played diamond offense, and then you were literally a block in front of the goal in game 1. And then in game 2, you started pushing more. This is just my observation. You started pushing more and pushing for cleanup, and you were already there for things that I never saw coming. That's just a investment. That's a time investment thing. It's not anything special.
I'd say absolutely, but I also feel like those game 1s, I try to just feel it out and fill in where I think I could. And yeah, I mean, it's 3v3, right? Not every match is there going to be one person showing up. So just trying to fill in and help out the rest of the guys as much as possible.
Nice. I'm of a similar mindset, but a lower skill level, where I'd rather lose a game 1-0 than win a game 6-5. I'd rather not be scored on than be scored on. So I'm not attributing that to you, but that's how I interpreted it. But hey, man,
Yeah.
You guys played an amazing game out there. Was the plan to sub in Spanky for game 3 if you went up 2-0?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Obviously, just feel it out, see what happens. But if things were going well, we want to get Spanky some game.
Nice. All right. Well, hey, I'm not proud, not appreciative. I'm a word about you happy to take the step out and let Spanky have some stick time.
Absolutely.
All right. Maz, you got anything for Goj?
Yeah, I'm just curious what happened in game 1 when you guys conceded that goal, because it seemed like no one was just there to be on offense. Was that just a mistake, or was there something else going on?
Yeah, I'd say it was just a mistake. I mean, no matter your level within this game, we all make mistakes, and no matter the strength of a team, you can easily catch one or two. So
Hey, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. Did it ever cross your guys' mind that since you were outmatching EC Defiance, you were gonna slow it down a little bit and maybe take it easy, or did you guys always have it in your mind that you're just gonna go for it all and go for goals no matter what?
just go for it all. I mean, not necessarily. They're not a bad team. Just we outpace them, and I think that's really the only way to get better is playing people at a higher level.
Yeah, and for MLC Defiance, that is a harsh lesson to learn, but that's how we all learned our lessons in this game. You know, like me personally, I got better playing against high-level players, so
Absolutely.
it's a rough experience, but it's necessary if you want to get better at the game.
I agree.
So one more thing I want to ask: in Game 1, there was a lot of good team play. Game 2, there was a lot of individual play. Game 2 and beyond, that is. So was that something that was discussed, where you guys were like, okay, you know what, we could try and go for some more individual goals, you know, try something different, or was that just something that came across naturally?
I think game 1 we just kind of went out there and played, and based on how that game went from there, we kind of just decided, let's just go for it, do your thing, and see what you can do.
Fair, fair. And one last question: you guys are tied with the locals at the top of the table, but you're below them because you're lost against them earlier in the season. Are you guys still looking to win this whole thing, or are you guys happy with second place?
I mean, we're always looking for that W, but I'm just glad we have some competition, and yeah, best of luck to them. I know that got pretty hard series coming up within the next few weeks, so yeah, may the best man win, I guess.
For sure. And my final question is, you have 2 more matchups to go. Next week, you guys are facing El Matador, and week 11, you guys are facing Emerald City Blue. Which one of these matches are you looking forward to the most?
It's always so much fun playing against our own team, so I'd probably say ECB. I feel like we have just the most fun playing each other. So
Well, you definitely had a lot of fun playing against Defiance, that's for sure. I could see you guys were trying a lot of cool stuff and just having a good time. But, great win nonetheless. GG's to you guys. And Gojo, now the floor is yours. If you have anything to say, you can go ahead.
just happy Halloween to everyone, and yeah, stay safe.
Couldn't have said it
Wear
better
a
myself, Gojo. Short and sweet. Thank you very much. Great performance from you. I will definitely make sure some of those clips get posted for your goals as well. GG's, and have a good night, dude.
Y'all as well.
So, folks, that was Gojo of Emerald City RC coming in after a terrific performance, getting some nice highlight reel goals, which we will be posting in the clips channel in our Discord server in a bit. But Emerald City Defiance swept Emerald City Defiance 3-0, and in all honesty, that was just way too easy, Corn Dog, wasn't it? Anyways, I think Corn Dog is just not available to speak, so I'm going to take over, finish it off right here, folks. Before we do end this stream, I want to show you guys the league table to see where we stand right now. So we did talk about this earlier. We did say that if Emerald City RC were to sweep, they would be tied 100% of the way with the locals yet again. And there it is. They are tied in every which way. The only difference is they lost to the locals earlier. And I'm trying to look up when that match was, because it was a while back.
Oh my God, was I muted that whole time?
You were muted, and you also muted me on your end.
Oh my goodness, I hit the wrong button.
I don't know if you were saying anything, but you could go ahead.
I did. Yeah, so absolutely impressive performance from ECRC. They were playing that game like they needed to win it to stay in it. But EC Defiance, not to disappoint, put up a good fight. However, if you had asked me at the beginning, I would have said EC Defiance would have taken one of those games, specifically game 1 or 2, if I was to put money on it. But ECRC displaying their dominance, not taking it easy, and just absolutely dominating that series. So well played from ECRC, but man, it was a close game.
Okay, I'm not sure if that sarcasm was warranted, Corn Dog, because
Yeah, it was in there.
I don't know how I'd feel if I was Emerald City Defiance right there, but
Hey, I had money on them winning one of the games, to be sure.
understandable. Fair. We're just recapping the league table right now, Corn Dog. So the locals are leading in this table only because they beat Emerald City RC 3-1 in week 3. And if you guys remember that, Emerald City RC came out with a super hot start in that game 1 where they scored like 5 goals without reply. Then the locals started to come back, and that game finished like 9-6 to Emerald City RC. But then the locals swept that match afterwards, winning games 2, 3, and 4. And it's because of that the locals are at the top of the table. So the only way Emerald City RC can finish in first place is if they win the next 2 matches and the locals don't win one of their matches, simply put. And if we're going to look at the schedule, the locals don't have an easy end. They face 2 of their toughest matches in the Rebellion in next week, and then Black Army in week 11. Certainly not easy matchups for them. Emerald City RC have it a bit easier. They face El Matador in week 10 and then Emerald City Blue in week 11. Both teams can still drop points. Let's, respect their opponents. Rebellion, Black Army, and El Matador are all great teams. As you can see right here, they're all near the top. First is separated from 5th place by 6 points. That's how close it is, 6 points. So that means 1 win, 2 wins basically can help out one of these teams in 4th and 5th. And 1 loss can make a whole difference right here, folks. Now, when it comes to Emerald City Blue, sure, they have a tougher time, but they are a good team. They can get wins. They've gotten wins against good teams already. They beat El Matador a while back. A lot of people expected El Matador to beat Emerald City Blue, but that was not the case. So, let's put some respect on Emerald City Blue's name. They have been getting better. Unfortunately for them, the rest of the league has gone better as well, Corn Dog. And Just like
Mhm.
Emerald City Defiance, I think Emerald City Blue will be better off for next season as well. That's if they return.
And that's the thing. I'm seeing a lot of potential in a lot of these teams here, especially Emerald City Defiance at the bottom of the table. Just took on, tied for first, now. And obviously the results showed that Emerald City RC was the better team. But the potential I saw from Green Mario, and I can't name the other two guys right now. I just can't.
Bird,
I might
Nana,
be a
and
little.
Nose. It's okay. I had that
There we
same
go.
situation in game 1.
Nose and Bird. There we go. And then Parks. That's the other person. See, I'm paying attention.
There you go.
I have a little bit of an attention problem.
all
That's
good.
what we're going.
You're good.
So it's good to see the fight. It's good to see the drive. It's good to see the passion from these teams. And like I said, ECD has been putting in the time recently. So that should translate to next season. They put up a hard fight here against one of the top teams. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with them next season.
Oh, absolutely. But they still have one more match to go. So I think now would be a good time to quickly go over the Week 10 fixtures, folks. We will be posting that. We'll be, showing some matches for that in next week. But just so you guys know, next week we have the locals facing off against the Rebellion, Black Army versus Los Verdes, Steel Army versus Emerald City Blue. That's going to be one to watch. Emerald City RC versus El Matador. Another one to watch. And then Emerald City Defiance versus KC Cauldron. That will be Emerald City Defiance's last match of this season. So, when it comes to the league table repercussions, the Rebellion are up there. They're in the hunt for that top spot. If they can beat the locals, they will be right there near the top for sure. And that will give them a good chance of superseding one of the locals or Emerald City RC, depending on how their matches go. And then you have Emerald City Blue versus Steel Army. That is going to be one to watch. Whichever team loses is most likely going to get knocked out of playoff contention. Because, they need to make up ground against Timber's Army. So for both teams, this is a must-win match. They cannot afford to drop any points. They have to win. And then finally, you have Emerald City RC versus El Matador. Another battle for, a position in the top 2. If El Matador win, they'll be at 27 points. That'll put them very close. They still have a lot that needs to go their way. But they still have a slight chance. And then you have Emerald City Defiance versus KC Cauldron. We already talked about that. Emerald City Defiance's last match. KC Cauldron need to win to keep up the pace. They have to win, and they probably need a sweep so that their games win percentage can remain higher than Timber's Armies as well. And then finally, you have Black Army versus Los Verdes. Bit of a formality on paper, but Los Verdes can spring a surprise right here because they've been playing better. They've gotten better players as well, but this Black Army team is clicking at the right time too. All right, folks, that about wraps it up. Thank you all so much for staying with us and watching this match right here. Thank you to Corn Dog for joining me in commentary and helping me out. I really appreciate it, Corn Dog. Thank you as always.
Anytime.
And chat, this is the last week for Match 9. We will start Week 10 on Monday. We will have those matches streamed for you when we get them scheduled. But for now, have a good night, and we will catch you all next time. Peace.